Ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask you to be upstanding? Thank you.
Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, ever joy. Oh, Master, grant that I may never see so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome, all of you. Just a reminder, if you've got, I'm not sure if Matt's mentioned this, if you've still got your mobile phones switched on, you perhaps turn them to silent or off. Thank you. Welcome, all of you, family and friends of John Davies. Welcome to you here, and welcome also to those watching through live streaming. I know there are people all over the place and as far away as the UK watching. Welcome to you also. We gather at times like this, in this kind of way, because we're human, first and foremost. Because we're human, it's what humans do. We gather. We always have done ever since we were human. Gather in this precise kind of way, and it's something that we do the world over, in every country, every culture, every tribe. We come together at times like this. And you know, even during the COVID virus, when numbers were restricted and social distancing was the go, we couldn't do it because we're human. We still met each other with arms outstretched. We still met each other enfolding others into our embrace. Perhaps no words spoken yet, but heart to heart, eye to eye. And we were comforted and consoled, and of course we are, because we're human, and that's what we do, even despite a COVID virus. So for those who are watching through live streaming, we're very much with you, and we send you our embrace. Here we come for John's family, to assure them that they're not alone at this time. Here we are in support of them. And you've no doubt been experiencing that these past weeks, and sometimes from surprising places, as people extend their love, condolences and well wishes to you and to the family. Here we are for you, Diana. Here we are for your children, for Jonathan with Deborah. In Ilfracombe, when I saw that it was Ilfracombe, I know Ilfracombe. I've been to Ilfracombe, and I know it very well. I used to go there with the Boys Brigade on camps, going down from Scotland, and to the neighbouring town also of Woolacombe. So hello to Ilfracombe and Woolacombe, down in Devon. There we are with Jonathan, with Deborah. Here we are for Virginia, Catherine with John. You're not alone. Here we are for grandchildren, for all of them. Timothy, Joanna, Jessica. Today's one of those days where, well, it's always one of those days where you'll remember Holly. Of course you will. And I'm so glad that you included her name in all of this as well. She counts. She absolutely counts. Jessica, Tuscan, Sienna, Ravina. Our thoughts are with you, the grandchildren, because there's a beautiful bond between grandchild and grandparents, and it'll be a sad loss for you this day. Here we also remember, going back further, perhaps you've been looking through the photo albums and recalling some images or stories that John told you of his younger life with his sister Audrey, with parents Alice and Leonard. It's a time for stirring up memories within the other members of the family as you pore over the photo album and people saying, who's that? Oh, that's your dad's uncle on your mother's side. And you go through all this with the family and they're introduced to some of these members of the family and the life story. And there's something so very comforting about doing that. And it's an extension of that we do here today. Here we come, and I know there's a sense of relief that John's suffering is over. Sometimes that's hard to acknowledge. We feel guilty in acknowledging it, but there's a truth in it. And the other side of that is our grief. And at times like this, we don't know whether to laugh or cry. Are we relieved? We grieve. You remember so many happy memories, the fun times you shared together. I could see the smiles on your faces when the Scrabble came up here. Fun times together. And his Panama hat. The ways that you remember him, they bring a smile to your face. And you might well be doing that with a tear rolling down your face. Laughter and tears, both at the same times. We're a funny animal, us. Here we are together, remembering, celebrating a life. Others are going to assist us in this as they have some readings for us today. I'm going to invite Zoe to come up now if you're ready, Zoe. Both of you.
This poem's called Duckton Hill. It expressed his love for the country of Sussex and the joys of walking in the downland countryside. He does not die, I wrote, that can bequeath some influence to the land he knows, or dares persistent interreefs, love permanent with the wild hedgerows. He does not die, but still remains subsistent in with his darling plains. The spring's superb adventure calls, his dust awarps the woods to flame, his boundaries, rivers, secret falls, perpetuate and repeat his name. He rides his loud October sky, he does not die, he does not die. The beaches know the accustomed head, which loved them and a peopled air. Beneath the benediction spread, comforts the silence everywhere. For native ghosts return in these, perfect the mystery in the trees. So, therefore, though myself be crossed, the shuddering of that dreadful day, when friend and fire and home are lost, and even children drawn away, the passer-by shall hear me still, a boy that sings on Duncton Hill.
Thank you for bringing that. Read beautifully as well. I know you'll probably be feeling that you could have done better, you've practiced better, but that's the way to read it here. With that emotion, that sense of feeling from the heart, and even sharing tears with us. That's the way to read it. Well done, thank you. We share further in celebrating John's life. Catherine now brings us a eulogy. Plenty to remember.
Thank you. We are here today to honour the passing of Gentleman John in his 90th year. Dad was born June 25th, 1932, at Chawton House in Cheshire to Leonard and Alice Davies, a younger brother to Audrey. His childhood and young adult life was spent around the Roman cathedral city of Chichester in West Sussex. Dad's father contracted polio in World War I. Considered 100% disabled by the military, he rejected government assistance and built a retail credit business in Chichester, selling clothing and household goods. Dad and Audrey had a happy childhood, family picnics, trips to the beach, and walks down the South Downs with Chalky the gardener. His time spent with Chalky triggered his interest in gardening from an early age. Growing up during World War II, he saw much air activity overhead during the Battle of Britain. Stories mention near misses, bombs dropping and fuselage falling very close by to him. A plane came down near their house, so like a typical boy, he ran towards it. Despite rationing, the family enjoyed a good standard of living, supplemented by a large vegetable garden, chickens and rabbits. The experience of rationing and shortages as a child meant he was ever mindful not to waste food and to save energy. For his children, it became apparent very early on that leaving lights on when you left a room was worse than an immortal sin. But we would get him back. With a terrible fear of snakes, we would leave large rubber replicas in his bed. The result looked like heart attack material, but our grandfather had a toy department in his shop, so there was always a good supply. Dad attended primary schools in Chichester, Bognor Regis, and completed his HSC at Chichester Boys High School. In 1950, he joined the Royal Sussex Regiment. 18 months later, he was released from service. His father had had a fall due to polio-related symptoms. From 52, he worked in the family business, never his true calling, preferring university, history or archaeology, or a career in agriculture and travel. Consequently, he encouraged his children to get an education and see the world. In 1958, Mum and Dad were married. They had met through the Young Farmers Club. At the time, it had a very active social club. Remember, back then, eHarmony didn't exist. Jonathan arrived the next year, Virginia in 62, and myself in 64. In married life, they had 15 houses, in the Chichester area, then Cornwall, before returning to West Sussex and finally Australia. Luckily for Dad, Mum was very proactive and adaptive with her many skills to follow him in whichever direction life took them, especially true when he sold the family business. New horizons included the antiques trade, a convenience store, farming opportunities, initially in Cornwall in 77, before returning to West Sussex in 81, to an orchard and soft fruit business in Pulborough. His close connection with Audrey and brother-in-law Bob, always considered his best friend, and their family, meant many memories revolve around Buddington Farm and the cousins. Barn dances, Sunday afternoon tea by the pool, egg mayonnaise sandwiches and Victoria sponges filled with fresh cream and jam. Late night raids on the dairy for fresh milk, for cereal, after returning from parties or the pub. He considered Buddington his safe haven, unmoving, permanent, in contrast to his own wanderings. Dad loved history and visits to museums, castles and chateaux. We obviously had super fast reading powers back then. Having seen and read everything of interest, we were ready to leave. Frustratingly, Dad would still be looking at the first exhibit case. He pursued many interests during his lifetime: the Round Table in England, Probus in Australia, sailing, tennis, squash, horse riding, golf, lawn bowls, amateur theatrical productions, choral presentations, as well as bridge, reading, Scrabble and chess. Saturday afternoons spent with the children sailing on Chichester Harbour or occasionally stuck on the mud banks. Family life revolved around horses, gymkhanas, hacking on the South Downs. The family all took part in horseback musical rides. Mum and Dad travelled to gala day events to present the displays. It was quite a spectacle to watch in their full dress uniforms, hearing the eye-level music instantly reminiscent of the musical rides. Holidays, camping in Devon and Dorset, visits to France and Mallorca. Picnics and day trips around England were common, as was Dad's dreaded shortcut. He preferred the country roads with scenic views rather than the direct, busy main roads. But with no GPS tracking back then, it seemed to take forever. As a squirt of the family, I was always squashed in the back middle seat, feeling carsick. Virginia and I emigrated to Australia, so in 1991, Mum and Dad relocated to Sydney. A major decision. It meant leaving Jonathan and his family and all the relations and their friends. In Australia, Dad landscaped with his son-in-law John, passing the hours, discussing and solving all the troubles of the world, their way. As a TV extra, he appeared in Police Rescue and Home and Away. In the Babe movie, he glides around the dance floor in the ballroom scene filmed at Balmoral Babers Pavilion. Mum and Dad took up lawn bowls, competed in pennant cups, and made good friends. They joined many choirs, Dad the Welsh Choir, and later the Troubadours and the Henry Kendall Singers with Mum. Cruising was a regular holiday adventure before COVID-19 put a stop to that. Dad's love of England, especially West Sussex, never waned. Return trips were made, but distant ailing health meant his last trip back was in 2018. Thankfully, it enabled him to see Jonathan and his family, spend time with his sister, family and friends. Dad was renowned for giving his opinion, whether wanted or not. He could never hold his tongue and keep quiet, even when given strict instructions. That said, his advice was always delivered with love, concern in mind, though often untimely. Many relatives would have experienced that at some point. Audrey still had a big sister power over Dad, even in their later years. During the 2018 visit, she daily served him yoghurt for breakfast, which he dutifully ate. He finally let it be known to his niece how much he hated yoghurt, but never told his sister. Mum and Dad have 9 grandchildren, with 2 great-grandchildren and likely more to come. It gave him great pleasure to keep up to date with their pursuits, being so proud of all their achievements. Facebook and other media apps are amazing for that. The instant contact and distance where distance prevails. But technology was never Dad's forte. He declined a mobile phone and relied on grandchildren to work the microwave. Finally, thank you to the carers and doctors for making his last few months comfortable. Your visits and assistance helped Mum, Virginia and I navigate this challenging period, helped preserve Dad's dignity and achieved his wish to end his days peacefully at home. Go forth, Dad. Embrace Holly and your angel grandchild. Reunite with Bob and Audrey. May God bless you and receive your soul. When your ashes are scattered on the South Downs, we will listen out for you singing on Duncton Hill. Thank you.
It's a privilege to hear from family at a time like this. Not always sure how you can do it, but that's why it's a privilege to hear that. What a life. Is there anything you didn't do? That's quite amazing. I was just listening there and I thought, how do you squeeze all of that into one life? So it's been a full life, and it sounds like it's been a very good life. We don't always get a chance to say that from here, that someone's lived a full and good life and a relatively long life. So we celebrate his life. Virginia, you coming to read? You ready?
One at rest. Think of me as one at rest. For me you should not weep. Have no pain, no troubled thoughts, for I am just asleep. The living thinking me that was is now forever still, and life goes on without me now, as time forever will. If your heart is heavy now, because I've gone away, dwell not long upon it, friend, for none of us can stay. Those of you who like me, I sincerely thank you all, and those of you who love me, I thank you most of all. And in my fleeting lifespan, as time went rushing by, I found some time to hesitate, to laugh, to love, to cry. Matters it now if time began, if time will ever cease? I was here, I used it all, and now I am at peace.
Thank you, Virginia. At times like this, as I said, we stir up memories. They may well bring a tear to your eye, but they bring a warmth to your heart. And that's why we share these memories. So as we see something of John's life down through the years, I'm sure there'll be some laughs. There may well be some tears, but I hope these pictures and memories warm your hearts. Something of John's life then in picture.
I sit and wait. Does an angel contemplate my fate? And do they know the places where we go when we're gray and old? 'Cause I have been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel that love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. When it comes to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. When I'm feeling weak and my pain walks down a one-way street, I look above and I know I'll always be blessed with love. And as the feeling grows, she breathes flesh to my bones. Oh, when love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. When I come to call, forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. Forsake me. I'm loving angels instead.
Cheers, John. Cheers. Thank you on behalf of us all here. Thank you for going through your photo albums and selecting those to share with us. What a fabulous selection. We now have a touching moment as you place your flower on the casket. You're welcome to do that now. Thank you. I'm glad there was one flower left. We might place this on behalf of those who are not with us today, thinking of family in England and others. There's always friends and family who are unable to attend for one reason or another. On behalf of those who are unable to be here with us today, we place this one. Thank you all for being here today. It will mean so much to the family. They'll be so glad to see your face. If you're able to join them for the refreshment, they are going to Arimba RSL, which is just round the corner, not far from here at all. If you don't know where it is, please ask. It's not far though. If you're able to join them there, you'll be made very welcome. A prayer of Sir Richard of Chichester. Thanks be to thee, my Lord Jesus Christ, for all the benefits thou hast given me, for all the pains and insults thou hast borne for me. O most merciful Redeemer, friend and brother, may I know thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, and follow thee more nearly, day by day. Amen. As we head towards the close of the service, may I go now? May I go now? Do you think the time is right? May I say goodbye to pain-filled days and my sleepless nights? I've lived my life, I've done my best, an example even tried to be. So can I take that step beyond? Will you set my spirit free? I didn't want to go at first, I fought with all my might, but something seems to draw me now to that warm and loving light. I'll not be far, I promise that, and hope you'll always know that my spirit will be close to you, wherever you may go. Thank you all for loving me. You know I love you too. That's why it's hard to say goodbye to you. But here and now and at this time, it's okay for you to say, we love and will miss you, but we bless you on your way. We love and will miss you, but we bless you on your way. We've come to that moment in the service then as we bless him on his way, as we say, go in peace. For this we always stand, in honour and in tribute. So if you're able, and even those watching through live streaming, you stand with us. We stand for this. We have remembered and celebrated John's life, and now we farewell him with words of go in peace. Go in peace. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Go in peace. Go in peace. And of course he would wish more than anything else that you would go in peace. Family and friends, I leave with you then this Celtic blessing from our island over there in the UK and from north of the border, from Scotland. Deep peace of the shining star to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of warm, assuring, comforting love to you. Comforting love to you that you may leave here, even here, in peace. The Celtic women are singing us out in this piece, going home. Going home. Go in peace.
They say there's a place where dreams have all gone. They never said where, but I think I know. It's miles through the night, just over the dawn, on the road that will take me home.
I know in my bones I've been here before. The ground feels the same, though the land's been torn. I've a long way to go, the stars tell me so, on this road that will take
I've lost
and all that I've won,
when the road finally takes me home.
and when I pass by, don't lead me astray.
Don't try to stop me,
Don't stand in my way.
I'm bound for the hills where cool waters flow, on the road that will take me home. Love waits for me round the bend, leads me endlessly on. Surely sorrow shall find their end, and all our troubles will be gone.
And I know what I've lost,
and all that I've won,
when the road finally takes me home. I'm going